If you spend enough time online, you'll eventually encounter a specific viral internet claim that a powerful elite orchestrated the 1910 Flexner Report to outlaw miracle plants and secure a permanent monopoly on the pharmaceutical industry. These videos almost always identify John D. Rockefeller Sr. as the primary architect of the alleged medical cover-up. The narrative relies on the assumption that the records of these powerful foundations are locked away in secret, inaccessible vaults, far from public scrutiny. But the actual internal memos, financial ledgers, and board minutes of these organizations are openly stored at a research archive in Sleepy Hollow, New York. Anyone can request to read these files, and the institution even provides research stipends of up to $5,000 to cover the travel and lodging costs for independent scholars who want to see the evidence for themselves. This creates a direct path to the original primary sources, providing the only objective baseline we have to measure an internet theory against the actual recorded events. Founded in 1974, the Rockefeller Archive Center, or RAC, serves as the primary repository for the history of American and global philanthropy. The collections are vast, housing hundreds of millions of pages of records from the Ford Foundation, the Russell Sage Foundation, and documentation tied to 26 Nobel laureates. To apply for a research stipend, you don't need a specific degree or academic rank. The program is open to anyone from any country or level of professional experience. When you arrive, the sequence is straightforward. You use a call box at the entry gate, check in with staff, and head into the main stone building. Before you can handle the original documents, you have to store your bags in designated lockers and prepare for a day of focused study in the reading room. From your desk, you use an online catalog called DIMES to locate the specific primary documents you need. The staff then retrieves the physical boxes from the climate-controlled stacks. The entire facility is designed to remove the friction between a curious public and the original historical records. While the viral videos focus on secret societies, the actual indivisible threat to historical truth is the rapid decay of technological formats. To prevent millions of records from becoming unreadable, the RAC follows a mandated digital preservation policy. This workflow handles two very different types of data. On one hand, you have legacy materials stored on obsolete media, like old disks. On the other, you have modern-born digital records that never existed on paper. The digital teams preserve this information through format migration, updating files so they stay readable as software changes, and by copying the raw data to geographically distributed servers. This proactive work is how the archive saved early visual records from global public health campaigns, such as the yellow fever epidemic during the construction of the Panama Canal. Without this ongoing technical maintenance, the primary evidence required to disprove future historical myths would simply cease to exist. The Archive Center's mission isn't just about storage. They take raw data from the vaults and translate it into tools the public can use. This happens through Resource, a digital storytelling platform designed to bring scientific and philanthropic history to a non-academic audience. The team produces journalistic essays, detailed photo-rich timelines, and interdisciplinary classroom curricula that are free for anyone to download. A central part of this work is teaching media literacy, using historical examples to show students how to identify misinformation and analyze primary documents. One module uses the 1938 War of the Worlds radio panic to teach modern students how to evaluate the mechanics of fake news. By turning archival facts into accessible digital narratives, the RAC directly counters the environment where misinformation is most likely to spread. When you compare a sensational conspiracy theory with the unedited, accessible reality of the archives, the myth begins to lose its power. History is inherently vulnerable in the digital age, where complex institutional actions are easily flattened into a single piece of clickbait. The best defense against that vulnerability is institutional transparency, digitizing the original records and keeping the vault doors open. Because guaranteeing open access to unedited historical data is the only way to maintain a shared sense of public truth.